Hello friends, this video I'm going to tell you about my Everyday Minerals sample kit that I got in. What it is 5 different little guys like this. They're so cute. You get 3 foundations, a blush, and a concealer, and you get to make your kit. You get to pick all those colors that you get, and you get them completely free. You just pay for shipping, which I think was like $6 or so, and you get these great little samples, which is enough for quite a few applications, especially on like the concealer and stuff. And I think it's really great, and the best part about it is that this is really high quality stuff. And so what you get, let me move these aside here. They also give you this chart of all their colors. So if this gives you any idea of where your choices range, there's tons. But just starting with the foundations, because you get to pick 3 foundations. So they have different color families. They've got warm, golden, cool, beige, buff, and olive. And so I got mine from several of those different color families, just to let you know. And then you can also pick varying coverage levels on the foundations, which I think is kind of a unique thing for minerals, and I really like it. You can get intensive, matte, semi-matte, or original glow, I think it's called. And so I chose 3 different coverage levels and 3 different families on the foundations, and they all actually wound up looking a lot alike. Maybe one is a little bit warmer, or one is a little bit lighter slightly than the others, but they work well together, and you could of course mix them too. But maybe when you see what ones I got, if you're kind of confused looking through, kind of overwhelmed maybe by all those colors, if your coloring is a little like mine, which I feel like I am really washed out by this light over here, but if your coloring is at all like mine, you might have kind of a starting point there. So the first one I got the Intensive Foundation in Beige Neutral, and that's in the Buff family. And so what you get here, you're really not going to get a whole really great idea of the color, so I'm going to tell you more about what the texture is like. This looks more like itty bitty pebbles. Like, you know how some powders look really, really fine when you shake them out? This, and I think that's part of the intensive quality that this has. If any of you are familiar with bisque from Bare Minerals, you know that that's a different texture, a totally different texture than Mineral Veil. It's almost like it's got little itty bitty pebbles of the minerals rather than being completely finely milled, and that does have something to do with the coverage you get. So Intensive, which is the more coverage, the most coverage you can get with this, is a little more like that. It has a little more creamy feel on your face. The coverage is really great. You wouldn't even need to use the concealer you get when you use the intensive kind. And that's probably my favorite, just seeing as that's the only drawback sometimes of minerals for me, is when I go to work, I'm under some bright lights, I'm under, you know, needing to be outdoors, being on camera. You really don't want your flaws to show through, and so that's why I want some good coverage. And the only hard thing about these little guys is when you tap it into your lid and then you put your brush in, it's tiny. But the regular size, of course, wouldn't be this small, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you could always like tap this into a different lid that's bigger and use it that way. But yeah, the Intensive Foundation in Beige Neutral, love that. That's probably my favorite out of them all, is that kind. But the others do have their place. You're not always going to need intensive coverage. Matte was the next one up from that, and I got it in Golden Medium, which is in the Olive family. This really isn't giving you any idea of what color it is, but you can see my description, and then you can check out the chart on everydayminerals.com for yourself and see about where these fit in. But the matte, okay, this is still has that little bit of sort of pebbly texture, but not to the extent of the Intensive. It is, it's just what you would think of for matte powder coverage. This is probably still maybe more coverage than my Bare Minerals, I think. I think the matte is more coverage than Bare Minerals, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I haven't been using that long, but I've used them for a couple of applications. I don't have it on right now. I actually used liquid foundation today. So, but still, these two, the intensive or the matte, you're going to get really nice coverage with either of those. Intensive even more so, and intensive I would say can stand alone as a concealer too. Now for the semi-matte, which you can get full descriptions of what these types are on the website as well. If I'm not describing them completely accurately, I mean, I think I'm pretty close. But an Original Glow was the one I did not try, and that's like supposedly like a dewy look, which I was just looking for something that I could feel comfortable wearing to work, and I can't really do the dewy look under bright lights, so you'll look shiny. So this color is medium beige neutral. It's under the beige family. It is, trying to compare, this is probably the most peachy of all the ones that I have, a little more peachy, a little bit lighter maybe. And this is just, this appears to be the same texture, consistency, whatever, as my Bare Minerals is. Same as also like my Maybelline mineral stuff is. So, and aren't these so cute? I can't get over it. I just like to hold them. They're so cute. So those are the foundations anyway. So I'm really happy with them. Like I said, for me, for my purposes, intensive is a good one for work, for every day. The matte or the semi-matte would be good choices too. Now the other thing you get is a blush, and this one is in Sunday Brunch. And what this is a nice pinky peach. You won't be able to see it very well here. Oh, I wish I could show it better. Maybe I can like do a little swatch on my hand here. This may not work either, but I don't know. Gosh, can you see it at all? It's a nice pinky peach. That's what it is. There's more pink to it maybe even than peach. And it's so pretty. It's like the prettiest blush that I have, honestly. It goes on so well, and it's not like super duper sheer either. You get quite a bit of color out of it. Really packs a punch, so you don't need a whole lot. But yeah, the color is Sunday Brunch, and it's absolutely beautiful. I would love to try some of the other blush colors too, because I just have a feeling this is just really high quality minerals, and I think all the blushes probably, like there are some really pretty colors, some more orangey kind of peaches and some more deeper plum colors. I bet they're really great, but because I love this. Like, I mean, that's kind of going out on a limb by saying this is one of the prettiest blushes I have, so definitely rave reviews on that. And then the last thing you get is a concealer. And they do a great job on the website of explaining what the different concealer colors can do for you. There are some that correct redness. There are others that are just like super good coverage. Some for dark skin, some for really light skin. The one I got was it's called Sunlight, and it's what you think. It's like a light, just the slightest hint of goldeny color to it, but it's just very light. And they recommend it for under eye, and that's where the main area where I need a concealer. And this works well. I don't know if it really is even necessary over the intensive foundation, but it helps. I mean, it's good, but you may not even necessarily need it if you've got that great coverage foundation. But this is really nice just to brighten you up, brighten up the corners or around here, and yes, it does work if you've got to conceal other little areas too. Any broken capillaries around your nose or anything like that. Works great. I'm running out of time, so I got to start wrapping this up, but basically these 5 little adorable samples from Everyday Minerals, I love them. I would suggest everybody try the sample kit. Free samples, great stuff off their website, www.everydayminerals.com. Thanks for watching.